What's up, real world climbers? Welcome into the headquarters. In today's climbing session, we're going to be doing a bit of endurance, or I like to call it stamina. This is a continuation because I am preparing to reset my 20-degree spray wall. And I'm also going to be taking this 30-degree wall and I'm going to be filling that in completely. And before I do the actual full-on reset, I want to kind of check off some boxes of things I have not yet completed. I've done a few other videos preparing for this reset. I'll put links for those down in the description, but basically I want to make sure that I've done everything that I've challenged myself to do in this current setup before I reset it. And one of the things I have not yet done fully is I have not done all 16 combinations of my stamina tree. And if you don't know anything about what the stamina tree is all about, I will put links to those types of videos also in the description. But I'll get you up to speed quickly here. I have 4 different routes that are set from the bottom of my wall that all converge on that red hold top center. And then I have an identical red hold right below it. And then from this red hold, I have 4 branches that branch out and finish up near the top of the wall. So essentially what that means is I have 4 bottom half routes and 4 top half routes because I climb the bottom half routes to that red hold, drop down, immediately get on this identical hold, and then I do the top half of the routes. It takes my short home wall bouldering and it basically doubles the length, makes them a little bit closer to feeling like mini routes. So how the stamina tree works is I have a deck of cards, and these are my fancy escape climbing cards. And I've taken it just to have the ace, king, queen, and jack of each of the suits. The bottom half of my routes are named based on the ace, king, queen, jack. And then from the middle point branching off for the top halves, it is each of the suits. So essentially I can use these 16 cards out of this deck and I can randomize and make sure I get all 16 combinations. So in all the times I've done this session here on my home wall, the best I've gotten in one session is 13 of the routes completed in one session. And so that's where the stamina of this comes into play. So it's not that I'm going to be climbing non-stop for that type of endurance. It's can I recover in between? So I'll do one of the card combinations and then I will rest 2 to 3 minutes maybe, and then try to do the next. And it's about, can I recover enough in between, and do I have enough juice for the session as a whole to get this much volume in? I think it would be fantastic if I can do all 16, and so we're going to find out if I can do that today. I've already warmed up, so let's go ahead and shuffle up and draw our first card. The first one we're going to do is the Ace of Spades. So ace starts down here on the farthest left and does this swooping motion kind of all diagonal all the way up to that red hold. And then spades is one of the harder second halves. It uses like these slopey holds here. Pretty much slopers was the theme of it. And then it finishes on that jug on the moonboard there. And then I've got these white holds here for footholds that have identical footholds right here. So I start in the same position that I finished. And I jump right back on. Spades. Alright, 1 out of 16. So while I'm resting, I'll draw my next card and make sure I scope it out, make sure I know all the beta, and wrap up my rest that way. So the next card is going to be King of Diamonds. So I designed each route to have kind of a theme, and I'll go over those as we see the routes for the first times. But king starts here, and it kind of goes up through a bunch of crimps. So the theme of king is crimps. Diamonds, the theme is pinches. So it comes in left, and it comes into this, and then it follows these pinches here, and it finishes on the lower of those two rails. So you have to be a little bit precise to get into that slot. And I think we're ready for king of diamonds. Whew, that was tougher than I remembered. Tough combination. That's 2 out of 16. Next up will be queen of diamonds. So the diamonds will be the same, but queen is a new route. So the theme for queen was pockets. Starts on this interesting pocket one. What I like about this one is that it's got a really funky start, kind of a leaning undercling pocket start, and a really big move to this pocket, which is very, very solid. And then bumps, pocket. There's a hold on the left side of that arete there, and then finishes at the red. So that's queen, and then we'll go back through diamonds like we just did. All right, queen of diamonds, here we go. I lose footholds here. Getting sloppy. Diamonds. Whew. All right, that's 3 out of 16. All right, next up will be Queen of Hearts. Hearts is a new one for you guys. So I think the theme of Hearts was like leaning holds. So Hearts starts again here, and it comes like a cross lean here, and a switch and a lean here. And it leans on this orange one, and then goes up to like this pocket V kind of simulates a pocket, and then it goes up over here on the ninja wall. There is a letter K for the finish hold. Might be hard to see off camera. The last time I did queen, I did not see this foothold. I forgot about that one. This time I think I'll be more efficient on the first part. Kind of the main thing that I'm gauging here is how much rest to take, and I don't want to like pump or flash pump too early. I want to be able to make it through a whole session doing all 16. So it's kind of like balancing the work to rest ratio. much smoother. And that's 4 out of 16. One thing I forgot to mention as well is kind of a built-in internal rule that I've made for myself is when I start with my hands here is to not use my feet on this hold. So this puts me at a quarter of the way through and I'm feeling pretty good. Feel a little bit of tension and build-up in my forearms, but I can work those out through rest, I believe. And the next route will be queen again, queen of spades. So with this type of stamina endurance kind of session, I don't really want to have it be where the problems are like super easy and, you know, I don't even have, they're just jogs and you don't have to do anything. And I also don't want them so hard that I would fall off if I was doing them regular. I want them to be like on-site level or even slightly lower, something that I know I can do, especially when I'm fresh. And that takes maybe a little bit extra concentration when I'm starting to feel the pump. So it's about finding that balance. Individually, they're feeling easy, but it's a matter of, can I do all 16 of them in one session? Is my endurance good? So hopefully this will set me at ease that it is the right time to do a reset if I get all 16. Oops. That last move is pretty desperate. So that makes 5 out of 16. Hopefully we get a break from the queens, since I've already done 3 out of the 4 queen variations. But that's what randomization does for you. So here we go, let's see what we got. Jack of clubs. That's 2 new sets you guys haven't seen yet in this video. Jack starts way over here in this corner. Starts on these 2 crimps on the corner. And I think the theme of this one was kind of like twisty, bouncy around an arete. And so it kind of comes in around here on this arete hold, and then here, and then it comes and twists over here to a sloper on the ninja wall, and then there's another hold on the ninja wall that brings you over, back over to twist over here. So it's kind of the twisty. I can't remember the theme that I had in mind for clubs, but it comes up here into this green one, bounces off the arete, comes back over onto the face with the sloper, and then a crimp. From the crimp, it goes all the way up to the top to that blue one. That one had some tricky feet. Oh, 6 out of 16. I'm definitely feeling it. Next up we have Jack of diamonds. Definitely the deeper I get into the session, as I get past 10 and, hopefully getting closer and closer to 16, the shift is definitely going to be more on the mental side, I think. The try hard, not giving up, the focus, like being able to focus and still keep good technique as best as possible. And the additional wrinkle that is in this is that today I'm doing this session by myself. And so I don't have a climbing partner where I'm waiting for them to do their turn to kind of regulate the rest. My natural tendency is usually to not rest enough and just to be antsy and want to get back on the wall right away. So I think in order to accomplish this, I'm going to need to be disciplined in taking a little bit longer rests. Jack of diamonds. All right, cool. 7 out of 16. Definitely did the jack portion more efficient that time. Next up is going to be ace of clubs. All right, ace of clubs, here we go. Whew. That combo was pretty chill. I think that's probably one of the easier combinations. And that makes 8 out of 16. Halfway there. It's good to have a little bit of an easier one mixed in there. Our next up is going to be king of clubs. King of clubs. Nine out of 16. Next up is going to be queen of clubs. So that should be the last iteration of clubs and the last iteration of queen. It's kind of fun if you're like a completionist kind of person. It's kind of fun to like check off the boxes and know like you're done with certain things. So after this, I'll be done with queens. I'll be done with clubs. Queen of clubs, here we go. 10 out of 16. Only 6 more to go, but I'm definitely starting to feel it in the forearms and a little bit in the fingers, but overall I feel pretty good. I feel like I can definitely keep going, and so let's see if we can get all 6 of these remaining ones. Next up is going to be Ace of Hearts. Ace of Hearts. Here we go. Yeah, that one's getting tiring. Well, that makes 11 out of 16. Alright, next up is Jack of Hearts. Oh, definitely starting to feel it. I feel like I was climbing faster through it and just trying to get through it faster. But I feel like the technique was still pretty good there. So that makes 12 out of 16. 3/4 of the way done. Next up will be King of Spades. I think this combination is going to be pretty tough, especially this late in the session. So I'm really going to have to focus on technique, footwork. All right, King of Spades, here we go. Oh, I lost it. Oh no. I knew that was going to be tough. Last move. I'm going to put this one aside. Not counting it as completed. So I'm still at 12 of 16. I'm going to do some of these other ones. See if I can do them. And then take enough rest, probably, is the key. And do the king efficiently. And come back to the King of Spades. That's a tough combination. It's kind of a heartbreaker too, to basically do all the moves and fail on like the top move. It took just as much energy as a full attempt. So moving on then, we will do King of Hearts next. And hopefully this one will go better. Here we go. getting desperate there. Oh, those smaller holds are definitely starting to open up. I barely made that lunge to the finish hold, but we got it. That's 13 out of 16. Ties my record. It definitely like ramped up and came on fast there. I am thankful that I'm done with kings now. I'm not done with kings. If I come back to that one that I failed on, I think doing like the crimpy one on the bottom really takes a lot out of you towards the end. All right, next up is ace of diamonds. All right, ace of diamonds, here we go. Alright, that one felt decent, but definitely feeling it. New personal best, we're at 14 out of 16. 2 more to go. Let's see if we can do this. It feels like it was like chill, 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 a little bit, and then it just skyrocketed as far as the difficulty. Alright, next up is Jack of Spades. I do think this one will be a bit tough as well. Having spades being the tougher of the last halves. Alright, Jack of Spades. Here we go. Nope, I lost it. Oh man, that spades half is very tough. Slopery, it's at the end, a little bit desperate. So in the end, King of Spades and Jack of Spades did get the best of me. I did get a new personal best at 14 out of 16. So I'm going to leave this up to you. I want you to comment down below if you think I should keep this existing stamina tree up on the wall when I do the reset, or if this was good enough and go ahead and reset the wall. What is your opinion? Thanks so much for making it to the end of this video. I think you probably liked the video, so go ahead and give it a thumbs up to tell YouTube that. And if you're new here and you haven't done so yet, I'd love it if you would clip the chains on the subscribe button. That way I can see you real soon.